Welcome back to Fade or Follow. It's your boy Jacob. I got Grant here. Grant, you want to say hi to the people?
Yeah, welcome back, everyone. We're gonna have a great show for you today, discussing a lot of the off-season moves. Been an absolutely insane off-season.
Hmm.
Moves all over the place, contenders, rebuilds, just a lot of stuff going on. We're gonna get into all of it.
Yeah, we got a lot we're going to talk about with some moves. Obviously, the big one on here, Miles Garrett. I think we're going to talk a little bit about AJ Brown, Jalen Waddle. Um, the lines are out for Super Bowl winners. They are out for over unders for teams. We have some opinions on both of those. A couple ridiculous odds that I've been staring at already. But as far as the show, again, like Grant said, we got a lot of shit going on. Excited to talk through it. And we will begin with the big board in just a second. So thank you to our sponsors, Domino's.
Interesting situation to see if is an absolute nutcase in both places, or if Jalen Hurts really is just that mid, and he had a point.
Yeah, no, I'm excited to kind of dive into both of those. I think too, the big one that's on everyone's mind is Miles Garrett to the Rams. The Rams are literally putting all their chips in the center, and hopefully they get flop the nuts. But to be honest with you, I don't think they're gonna. I think this is a cry for help. I think they're a great team, but I just don't see it. We'll talk more about that in a second. And then obviously too, Kyler Murray to the Vikings. I think no one knows what the fuck is going on in that organization. I mean, you have Kyler
No.
Murray, you have Carson Wentz, you have poor JJ McCarthy, or some call the guy him, or nine. But
Yeah.
me, I hate the
He calls
guy. You
himself
know,
that.
yeah, well, yeah, you're right. Yeah, no one calls him that but himself, which makes it even funnier. So they're having an identity crisis. They might be the transgender group of the league, which we can talk more about anyway. But I think those are the four. I think an honorable mention, Jalen Waddle too to the Broncos. Maybe we'll chat through that just a little bit. Let's start with the big one, the elephant in the room. I think we can chat about Myles Garrett. Um, Dude's a dog. I mean, there's no doubting that he's a dog. He's been stuck in Cleveland on a shit team, a shit organization, still breaking records, which is just unbelievable, or tying records, I should say. Um, I think, looking at what they. Yeah, go ahead.
Record now. That was his. That's his now.
Yeah, I say, like, part of me is like the asterisks because of the extra game, you know what I mean? But like,
Yeah,
yeah, he
it's
does
true.
have the
Yeah.
record. We have transitioned. But yeah, dude's a dog. Like the trade for Jared Verse, the 3 draft picks as well, a first rounder next year. Um, Obviously the Rams are doing everything they can to get a seat at the
Bring
table. I mean, they
Yeah,
have
they're
a Matt Stafford who elbow problems, finger problems,
back
shoulder
problems.
problems, back
Yeah.
problems. It's like his age is catching up with him. And, I think offensively they have everything they really need, to be honest. Defensively, I don't think they were a bad team by any means, but having this A level, pass rusher
Yeah,
is
this
going
is
to be
alpha male.
insane. But for
Yeah,
them to
absolutely.
sit at plus 550 to win the Super Bowl
Yeah,
and the
this
next two
it's
closest teams at plus 1,000 just doesn't. I don't know,
no,
man.
it's
Like,
such
I,
an overreact. Yeah, it's such an overreaction for the market for me too, because this is a very Rams move. Like them bringing in like a star play, just being a very veteran laden team, just getting all the vets they could possibly get, saying fuck the draft, like, and just getting everything that they can for these guys, like getting everything they can. But it feels it's very like they did this before they got rid of Jared Goff. They brought in Stafford. They
yeah.
brought it like they're just ringing like this is a very Rams move. So I don't
And
think
Verse
it's
was
that.
good, dude. Like he's a good
Yeah,
young player. Like
yeah,
they're basically
that's
like giving away talent. And
for sure.
once
Yeah.
your vets are gone, like what do you have? You have a
hmm
first round pick that's gone
Ty
this
Simpson,
year.
And you drafted Ty Simpson at 13 overall, which is
It's like
crazy.
what?
Yeah, so
Yeah, that's
I don't love the move. Yeah, I don't love the. I like it's very fitting for the Rams
it
to
makes
do it,
sense. It
and
just smells kind of desperate.
yeah, for sure. Absolutely. It smells of like, we've got one more year. Let's blow up our future just to try to get one more year. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
give themselves every chance. Like, they're just, the Sean McVay, Matt Stafford rag that they have, they are wringing absolutely everything out of it. So I don't hate the move either. But I do agree that it's an absolute overreaction by the market. Like because
Yeah, I
you like
mean,
it's not
I
like,
think they make the playoffs, but I don't think they make the NFC Championship. Like,
no,
I
it's
really don't.
no. I think there's a lot of good contenders in the NFC coming up that are still, and the ones that might be bouncing back. I think all like the other piece of this, like you mentioned it, is Jared Verse was already like a very strong pass rusher for them. So they're not going from 0 to 100. They're going from like 60 to 100, right? Like that's where
Yeah,
they kind of. So it's like it is an improvement, but how big of an improvement is it really if you're kind of just going from like
yeah, basically
sirloin to
like a B minus to an A
A
plus.
plus? Yeah, exactly. So, mo-
Anyway, yeah, that's a big one. We've talked about it before. I think another
mhm.
one I'm excited for, especially in the AFC, is AJ Brown to the Patriots. But if you want
Yeah,
to start with your
yeah,
thoughts,
yeah. I I think the Eagles' offense last year it has been Jalen Hurts has won like I think just the Eagles have been beaten into the absolute dirt at this point. I don't think like the Eagles' stock could not be any lower at this point. But I also think they kind of deserve it. They deserve some of the criticism. Like they were just running four verts on their playoff season on the line. They ran four verts from 30 yards out to try to win a playoff game. It didn't like their offense had absolutely no creativity last year. So I don't blame AJ Brown for wanting out. And also Jalen Hurts is not the most talented quarterback, but he's a great leader and he can do a lot of things.
vibes were just bad,
So
dude. Yeah, I mean, like locker
yeah,
room was bad, like bad publicity.
yeah,
Sirianni just always looking like a dumbass too out on the field.
yeah,
I think
exactly.
there's
No,
just
exactly.
something needed to change. Here's the
Yeah,
change,
absolutely.
and now they
Yeah,
both have a
absolutely.
chance to prove whether or not
Yeah,
they are who they say they are. The
yeah.
thing you have to think about with this is like, is Drake May gonna bounce back after a horrendous playoff?
Horrible. Yeah, like he
Horrible.
was,
I mean, like, I don't
and
think it can
honestly,
get worse. But go
and
ahead.
also he waltzed to that Super Bowl. Like he
Dude,
played,
literally got like insanity.
he he got five turnovers. He got five picks. CJ Stroud in one playoff game. He got Jared Stidham in another playoff game, and I can't quite remember. He didn't even beat Josh. I can't remember who he beat in the other playoff game, but like he had two of the easiest playoff wins you'll ever see in your life. And
Ever.
then
Yeah.
as soon as he actually played a team that was like ready to roll, they got absolutely annihilated. That the score of that game was not indicative of how bad Drake May and that Patriots offense was. So I really like it'll be interesting to see because like I think like a lot of people are like there's like a lot of false hype with the Patriots right now. And it'll be interesting to see is he that guy? And he very well might be, but I don't think this Patriots team is as far ahead as that playoff run made them seem.
Yeah,
So
no,
it'll
I
be
think so
interesting.
too. I think we're aligned on that. It'll be an interesting
Yeah.
start to the season.
Hmm.
Speaking of
And hopefully,
quarterbacks, you know,
go ahead.
no, I was going to say, speaking of quarterbacks, Kyler Murray signs with
Yes.
the
Yeah.
Vikings. You can't get mad at an organization for wanting a backup to JJ McCarthy. Like,
Yeah.
dude had so much hype and he played a couple good games and then he got in his own way. Carson Wentz is just like, let's be honest, kind of washed at this point. You know, he's a good guy to bring
So
in when you
washed.
need him, but he's not a
Mhm.
starter. Kyler Murray
No.
is a good quarterback. It's just the
Can you lock
Cardinals
in?
weren't. Yeah, it's like, can he lock in? Was it the Cardinals? Was it him? What was it? Like, you do
Yeah.
have, fucking Justin Jefferson that you're walking into. You have a much better
Yeah, Jordan Addison. The
Jordan
offense is
Addison
actually
too,
loaded.
and basically like the Vikings, like,
Aaron Jones and TJ Hawkinson. The offense is
oh
absolutely
dude,
loaded.
like
Like
he's walking into a superstardom team, and he's on a
yeah,
1 year minimum veteran
yeah.
contract. It's
He's
not
a
like
prove
the
it deal.
Vikings are
Yeah.
really, putting that much risk out there. It's just
No.
the problem with them is like, how long can people like Justin Jefferson and Hawkinson and all these guys want to stay on the team if they don't
Yeah.
have a
Yeah.
QB that is good?
No.
So
Justin
I don't
Jefferson
know.
is literally on the Randy Moss timeline right now.
For
It feels
sure.
like it. So it's going to be interesting how long he stays in Minnesota because right now he is literally Randy Moss. He's the absolute apex. Like he is the alpha on that team, but they are not winning. Like they've come so close with him, but like just like with Randy Moss, where they couldn't get over the hill. But as the resident JJ McCarthy hater on this podcast, can we talk about how embarrassing this is for JJ McCarthy? Like get drafted 10 overall, and after 2 years, like your team is already basically saying, you know what, we don't think you're the guy.
Yeah, I mean,
But
and
at this,
nothing in the world makes me happier. And
yeah,
obviously, I'm going to name drop someone that none of our listeners know who, but shout out Benzo. All that waste and shit talking, I'll keep it at
yeah,
that. But
yeah.
where's your boy now? You
Yeah,
know?
exactly. Yeah, and it's the thing is, I think part of this has to be on Minnesota. Like they knew that
Oh, for
he may
sure.
not have taking a guy who did nothing but hand the ball off 35 times a game at Michigan and taking him with a top 10 pick, expecting him to turn around and become a prototypical NFL quarterback who throws it 40 times a game and can throw it for 400 yards and get it, be like a pocket passer that can get it out to AJ Brown and not AJ Brown to Justin Jefferson and Addison and all these guys. Like expecting him to come out and be that guy after him literally never showing that he is that guy is just really like you kind of got
Yeah.
I as much as I
It's hard to
love seeing.
compute. It's hard to compute. I mean, he did like, okay, let's be honest. Take my hater cap off for a second. He made some
Mhm,
clutch throws in some big games, sure.
mhm,
And I think what a lot of the draft stock for him was gravitating towards was just, and I'm an Ohio State guy, but how they just beat them, you know.
yeah.
And
Hmm.
that's a big feat for any college player.
He's a winner. Yeah,
Um, you
he's a
know, like, and
winner
that
for
was
sure.
it. It
Yeah,
was like he's a winner, but it's like, okay, this is a different league. It's a different animal,
right.
and
It's
they
a different
gambled and
level.
they lost.
Yeah,
So here we are.
they yeah, exactly. Like they thought they thought a guy who averages less than 200 yards a game could come in and be the quarterback of a high octane offense, and he just isn't that guy. And also he's also done some self inflicted shit off the field. We don't need to get into that, but calling himself nine before doing any after winning one game is just the funniest thing I'll ever see in my life. But anyway, moving on to a another team with a quarterback and an offense that is looking to take another jump is the Cincinnati Bengals. So they finally made some moves on the defensive side of things, bringing in star nose tackle Dexter Lawrence from New York. This sets them up to be a contender in the AFC again if Joe Burrow can stay healthy, which has now weirdly become a conversation.
Yeah, they're right behind Baltimore as far as odds to win the AFC North. I think they're right around like plus 190 or plus 194. Baltimore's favored at minus 115. Um, I think it definitely helps, but yeah, it's like, can Joe Burrow stay healthy? Can that team just look like the first couple of years that they were running it? You know, there just seems to be something off, and I don't know. Again, you have to play it to Burrow's health. Um,
Yeah.
I don't know. It's I root for them. Like I want them to play good.
Right.
Like I'm I'm a Bears fan, but I'd like to see the Bengals play well.
Yeah,
I think
absolutely. They're really
everyone can say
fun.
that.
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely. Joe Burrow's a very likable guy. I really do. I am intrigued. I think like and it's also like but like you said, like that one year they went to the Super Bowl against LA, like they've been chasing that level ever since, and they really haven't gotten that close.
yeah, because their
So
defense
it's like
fucking is atrocious. It's
Nuda
like
exactly.
Joe
Yeah,
Burrow is gassed out there, dude, and I don't blame him
yeah.
for like being
It's
upset or like. Of course, he's gonna get hurt
no
if he's having to scramble around. That's what he does. So, instead
right.
of adding another flashy offensive guy, like they did a foundational piece for the defense, and we'll see what happens. I mean, this is step one. I think there's still work to do, but I don't know. I wonder what the. Do you know
They
what the over under is for wins?
I I need to check. But sounds good. So let's so those are some of the highlighted moves that we wanted to get into for this section. And now we're gonna kind of move into our futures markets and discuss some of those over unders, and we'll be right back. All right. And we're back. So we're gonna go into our futures watch as well as some win total over unders that we're liking. So Bunt, why don't you kick us off with your future your initial Super Bowl lean?
you know, I look at this board and it's hard to make sense of some of it. I keep laughing at the Rams right now. I'd be curious to see what the odds shift to once the season starts. I think right now the books are just playing on the Myles Garrett hype, which is smart for them. And I'm sure there's a lot of suckers out
Yeah,
there that are taking
yeah.
Rams plus 550.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
but then you got the Bills and the Ravens, and like these are the two teams that every year you kind of want them to win a little bit because Lamar Jackson's a dog and he's a great player, but in big moments he kind of shits the bed. Josh Allen, same thing. Like, and last year with that fumble and him crying afterwards, it's like, man, dude, like this is getting brutal. It's like the Bills, the Buffalo, the new stadium, like that city needs that curse to be broken. Obviously, like if the Bears, like we're both Bears fans, that'd be fucking sick. But I think we're working towards it. But
Yeah.
um, if I had to choose one team to win the Super Bowl, give me the Buffalo Bills, dude. I'm a
Fine with it.
sucker. I'm
Yeah,
a
no,
sucker.
it's like
I'm a
you're
sucker.
they, just that
I
does. And you think they brought in DJ Moore. They made some moves. Like they did they.
Yeah, the funny thing though, dude, like you know how DJ Moore is. It's like when he was here, yes, he had 1,000 yard seasons and he was a great player and he had clutch moments, but like what will his vibe be like with Josh Allen? I don't fucking know, honestly. I think it gives him a more consistent weapon. Not to say that Shakir and his other boys weren't good, but I don't know. Maybe that's just the little bit they need to get it. They're getting a new coach. Sean McDermott was a great coach, and I feel bad for him too. Like at the end of the day, it's like you got to place the blame somewhere. But give me the Buffalo Bills plus 1,000. I just can't come around to taking the Seahawks. I can't take the Rams. I can't take the Ravens. I'm not going to take the Pats or the Eagles, and like fuck the Chiefs. So yeah, give me the Buffalo Bills.
All right, fair enough. Yeah, it's like I think it's got to happen eventually. And so I agree. I think it might be coming home for them, but they might just be the Buffalo Bills of the mid '90s. I don't know.
Yeah, go ahead and clip that. I'll probably look dumb as hell.
Yeah, I was like,
Come
I'll
next
give me
year.
the Buffalo Bills. I think for me, I'm looking at the odds right now, and the odds you're seeing for the Kansas City Chiefs at plus 770 to win the AFC with like that. Like they were minus like 130 a few years ago. So I don't like I could just be like, I could just be the giant sucker that Vegas is looking at it. I don't know, but I think 770 is a number like for Kansas City to win the AFC is a number that if Mahomes is healthy
Dude,
and he's got a chip on his shoulder now, like this past season was the first time they weren't in the AFC Championship in like a decade or at least
dude,
eight
get this.
years.
I don't know if you looked, but for them just to win the AFC West, they're at plus 160.
That's what I'm saying. Like it's like and like that.
And honestly, I think the Broncos are a bigger threat than the Chargers.
No, for sure. I honestly, I think the Chargers have like jumped the shark at this point. I think like I think Harbaugh, you're going to get that 10 wins, 11 wins, but I feel like the way they're styled of play right now, they're not doing, and I don't believe I don't believe in Justin Herbert. Everyone's been gassing him for so long, even back to
Yeah,
Oregon. So,
I think he's a good quarterback, dude, but I don't think he is on the same level as Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson
Lamar,
and
Joe Burrow, yeah,
Joe
Mahomes, yeah,
Burrow. Like he's like a Ben Roethlisberger, but faster.
right, for sure,
And
yeah,
Ben was a
exactly,
great
yeah.
QB, but I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't
And
know if I'd put
well,
him in that category.
Ben Roethlisberger's got two Super Bowls, but he kind of
I
did it off the strength
know.
of but he did it off his defense. So you're right, yeah. As soon as
Yeah.
his deep, yeah. So I think the Chiefs to win the AFC at plus 770 is just a number that's looking at me crooked. I don't know, but
Wow.
that's an interesting. I don't know. That's a play. That's just something like I don't know. I don't think Mahomes is done yet. Maybe that's just where I'm at. Maybe that's just where my head's at. Is I
I don't
don't
think he's done either. I think they have been getting a lot of shit, and
yeah.
at the end of the day, they still find ways to win games. What about the NFC though, dude? Like,
Yeah,
It's a tough
Dude,
one. I mean, obviously you
the
have the
Bear,
Rams that we talked
yeah,
about. We have the
might be the
Seahawks.
Packers. Yeah, the Packers are still a threat. The Bears are going to be a threat. The Lion, if Dan Campbell can light a fire under the Lions' ass, they're a threat. They lost Monty, but they still have, if they can get a second, a 1-2 punch with Gibbs to come back, they're still a threat. If they can, like, their cornerback robbed someone, I think, or whatever that was. So Terry on Arnold. So it's like, if like, so yeah, the NFC is kind of wide open right now, to be totally honest. I think, like I mentioned earlier in the show, the Eagles have been absolutely beat to hell. Like their stock has never been lower in this Jalen Hurts Sirianni era. So they could shock some people because no one's really looking at them right now. So
Guess who's third to win the NFC right now as far as odds? So number one is the Rams. Number two is the Eagles. And guess who number three is?
the the Packers
The Bucks.
and number three to win the to wait to win the NFC.
Are you seeing something else?
I see Rams at plus 295, Eagles at Rams Seahawks, Rams 295, Eagles plus 600, Eagles plus 820, Packers plus 900. I see Bucks at plus 2200 to
Oh
win the
shit.
NFC.
Sorry, I'm looking at something else. Yeah, that's my bad. But they are favored to win the. Well, yeah, fuck, dude. The NFC South
The NFC South is so buns, dude. Winning the NFC South is kind of like
Yeah, they're so
winning a
bad.
winning a smartest retard contest. I don't know.
Well, who's your take? Who's winning the NFC? I mean,
I
this was a tough one for me. I really.
Then it is like, yeah, the Niners are, dude. It's where the Bears at plus 12. Like I think the Bears do have some room to fall because we were on a magic carpet ride last season. I'm never gonna it was the best season we've ever, like, it was an awesome season. I'm never gonna say anything about it, but we did get lucky in a lot of games. So I think the Bears have some room to regress. Hopefully I'm wrong, but I think, like, honestly, the Packers or the Seahawks could just be like the Packers, and it could just be as easy as the Rams. But I do think the Seahawks are still hanging around. I think, like, the way their defense has stood up, like, it reminds me of like the Legion of Boom Seahawks. Like they had a young
Yeah, honestly, I would
secondary that
take the
came.
Seahawks over the Eagles. I
Yeah,
take the Seahawks over the Packers,
yes,
and I take the Seahawks
yeah,
over the Rams.
yeah. At this point, I just think, like, they just beat you. Like last year, they were winning games. They just won. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
they didn't have to do anything insane to win. And they also, Sam Darnold played some games where he had to throw for 400 yards and 4 touchdowns. But there were a lot of games where it was just the run game and the defense. And that reminds me of the Seahawks with Russ back in the day. It was like he didn't need to do the most. Like he had games where he did a lot, but that young secondary with Cam Chancellor and Richard Sherman and all those guys,
yeah,
and then Marshawn Lynch in the run in the backfield. I know the Chiefs they lost Kenneth Walker to Kansas City, but you still got Charbonnet, you still got the one other guy that they have. So the Seahawks, I still think, are going to be around. I don't think they're going anywhere, to be totally honest. Like they may not win the whole thing again, but they're going to be a threat. So that's
yeah.
just where that's my plums pick on that
Well, I
one.
think let's end on that note.
All right.
All right, I know we have been waiting for the good old plum picks. Grant, say I feel it on my plums.
Feeling my plums. Feeling my plums.
I'll start. I think the one team that stood out to me the most, and it's not necessarily because I absolutely love this team, and this might be controversial because a big wide receiver star left. Tampa Bay Buccaneers. 8.5 plus 105. It's good value in my opinion. And I don't think Mike Evans leaving is as big as a deal as everyone
No,
is
totally.
making it sound like.
Hmm.
They find ways to win. They're fun to watch. Baker is a winner. He does what
Yes.
he needs. He puts his fucking body on the line.
Put some nuts on the
And
table.
I don't see a world where they don't have at least 9 wins. I just don't.
Yeah.
Give me the Tampa Bay Bucks. That's my plum pick. It jumped out. I gotta ride with it.
Sounds good. I can appreciate that. I think my plum pick is more. I'm just gonna put on my hater hat again. Not for the Minnesota Vikings. My new hater hat is gonna be for Shador Sanders. I do not believe that the Browns can win 6 games. I think the Bengals are back. The Ravens are back. The Steelers are still going to be the Steelers are still going to be the
And
Steelers. They
Miles
got
Garrett's gone.
Miles Garrett's gone. Like I don't. They still don't have any weapons. They brought in that kid from A&M, but Shador Sanders. Every graphic that you see in this offseason of who is the worst quarterback, it's literally Shador Sanders every fucking time. And it's like if Miles Garrett wasn't breaking the sack record last year and I am not a Shador Sanders fan. I don't think that, and also they have a new coach again. So like Stefanski was keeping bad quarterbacks afloat in that city for the last several years since Baker left.
No, I like it a lot. I like that pick a lot. I actually might add it to my card. I'm not gonna lie.
All right, add to the card,
I
and
like I like that line a lot. What about a spicy pick? Like, what about something controversial? Like, I have one team I'm staring at, and they're a type of bird that I think are going to go under. But I don't know. You want to go
I think
first?
for me, I honestly I think if we're to, I'm a big narrative and mental, like I'm a big like mental chip. I believe in chips on shoulders. I like when people count me out. I like when like people doubt me. I think honestly, I think the Packers, as much as I hate it, I think the Packers are going to be on a mission this year. Like they got their throats ripped out last year by us, and I love it forever and always. But I think that those guys are
And
going
what's
to
their
be
line?
coming
It's 9.5.
nine and a
Oh my
half.
god.
Yeah, I think the Packers. I think the Packers can win 10 games. I
I
think
don't even know if that's like a spicy
it's not
pick,
even that. It's not that
but it's an
spicy.
honorable mention. I mean, that's kind of
Yes,
hard to find a spicy pick, honestly.
yeah. It's like, and honestly, I only think it's spicy
That's a
because
great pick.
I'm just because I'm a Bears fan and I don't
Yeah, my
like.
heart won't let me bet it though.
Yeah, same. I won't do it. But I'm just that's the only reason it's spicy is because I hate the Packers with every fiber of my being. So that's why it's spicy to me. How about
Yeah,
yourself?
and I mean, I kind of hinted at what I wanted to do earlier, but I just, I think the Ravens, I just don't think they're good. I mean, 12 wins is a lot of wins, dude. Like 11
Yeah,
and a
12.
half.
Their lines at 11 and a half.
It's at
That's
11 and a half, dude. I
wow.
think, and you know what's funny? Um, well, actually, it's not even that funny. Yeah, I mean, like, they're going to find a way to probably get 10, probably get 11, maybe. It's going to be one of those close things that come down to the wire. But I just don't see a world where they get 12 wins. I mean, they
Yeah.
have a new
Do you think
coach.
do you think Lamar has peaked like in
I,
his
I,
career? Do
I,
you think?
I don't know. Part of me kind of feels like he has, and like, how much more room for improvement are you
Right.
gonna get? Like, Henry's getting old. Like, how many more years does he really have?
Right.
You choke under
Hopkins is out of
pressure
there. Yeah.
every single time. The amount of times that they should have gone on, and just didn't. It's like, dude, like I don't know. Yeah, the
No,
clock
for
is
sure.
ticking, and honestly,
No, for sure.
if he doesn't get to a championship game
Please.
this year or the Super Bowl, it's like, I don't know, man. So
Yeah. I
this
saw a
almost seems
stat.
like the panic button is out and they need it,
Yeah.
but
No,
I just don't see it.
no, for sure. And I saw a stat after the season. It was like the number of so Lamar is going to turn, I think, 31 this year, or 30.
It's crazy.
Um, so it is crazy. Like time is freaking unbelievable. But to be honest, but all I'm saying, but the thing is, the number of quarterbacks that have won the same have won a Super Bowl with the team they were drafted with after age 30 is not a very long list. I think it was like 4 or 5 guys. So all I'm saying is, you're right. Like if they don't get it done, or if they don't give you like some sort of like something doesn't materially like, and that's what you're right. They've been banging on the ceiling for so long. But if they don't make it to a Super Bowl this year, like how many more years is he gonna have before he starts looking at like, you know what, maybe it's not gonna happen here, and I have to go somewhere else. So because I mean
Yeah.
like. So I don't hate the pick at all. I think I think you might be able to like get like, yeah, you might like if you might get on start running for the exits on the Ravens a little bit earlier than everyone else. So I think everyone's still super high on them, but you might be able to smell the smoke before everyone else sees it. So I don't
Yeah.
hate the pick at all. Cool.
Well,
All right,
anyway, I
that's
think I mean that was a good show. I mean, these always go so fucking fast too, but
yeah.
I think for our
Time
next
flies when you're having a good time.
conversation, our next episode, we'll talk through any more off-season trades that go on, anything else that we can see. And then I'm excited to start making some picks, dude. Like really getting
Yeah,
into week one,
yeah,
not just NFL, but college. Like week zero is,
yes.
is almost upon us. It's six
So
weeks away.
close.
I can't believe it. And yeah, we'll be ready. We'll come with some good picks. We'll come with maybe some hot takes, but I'm excited to start getting
Yeah,
into it, man. It'll be here like in the
absolutely.
blink of an eye.
Absolutely, it's going to be great. The dog, and one more honorable mention, I'd like to give a shout out to the World Cup for making the dog days just that much more bearable this year. That it is honestly like it's given us a month of just amazing sport. So, like right now,
Yeah,
we'd
and
be
if you're a
watching the
Ronaldo
Messi.
guy, I'm sorry, but Messi
Oh
is
yeah, I
just
know,
shitting all
man.
over you.
Yeah, what a horrible month to be a Messi hater or a Ronaldo fan. Just oh man, what a we don't have to get into it right now. We can maybe talk. We can spend some time on the World Cup next show. But what a time to be alive to see Messi doing what he's doing. All right, thank you everyone. Have a great night.
All right, see you guys.